Hey, legends, before we rip into tonight's episode of the Leg Up Australia podcast, I have a favour to ask. For those of you that haven't reviewed and rated us, please do. We're about to start a competition based on your reviews. We'll do a randomizer, blah, blah. We'll explain that in the show, but get on board so you can win that. But we're currently the third highest rated racing podcast. Patrick, did you know that?
I didn't. I did know that after you told me about a half an hour ago.
So someone brought this to our attention. They did the numbers, and suddenly on Apple, we're the third highest rated. We're sticking it to Sportsbet, buddypunters.com. None of them have got the numbers that we do.
We're saying too that you can still be involved in the competition whether you give us 1 star or 5 star. Obviously,
Oh, bullshit.
Obviously, you're only a chance of winning if you give us 5 star. But you can still be involved in the competition.
Don't give us 1 stars. No, look, we're only in this position thanks to you guys, so we really appreciate your numbers. The downloads for the last week have been insane. So really appreciate that. So yeah, if you can get over onto, even if you listen to us on Spotify or whatever app you listen to us, if you've got an iPhone, if you can jump across onto the Apple Podcast app, please leave us a review, leave us a rating. If you leave us a review, you go into the running. We'll do a randomizer and we'll give you away Tell You Pack, hat, shirt. Yeah, the whole stuff. The hats, bloody hell, I love that.
Speaking of shirts, mate, let's moving on. What about the shirt you're wearing? How good is it?
I know. Queenslander.
Oh, what a day. Did they give a national day off up there today?
Oh, mate, it was insane up here. It was the joy in the streets.
People had just parked on Darren Lockyer Highway.
Oh, just saluting.
What is it where you have a barbecue out the back of your car? Tailgating.
Oh, tailgating. Yeah. No, it was...
Meanwhile, in New South Wales, we were just tailgating each other. We were flogging each other at the lines.
We were over the moon last night. In fact, Pat and I were meant to get a bit of an Oaks Day preview out. We're kind of 50-50 get that. Yesterday got away from us, especially Roland Origin. We're a little bit excited. But we'll get up early, bloody Thursday morning and knock something out. But we were that hungover. You and I just had a conversation.
Oh.
We both realised we'd had the conversation last night, but we don't remember having that conversation. But far out. Who's my new favourite player? What's his name? Kurt Cadwell.
Kurt Cadwell.
Mate, he is a legend. What about the kick?
Luke Capewell, what a bloody legend. Do you know what?
He was phenomenal.
He runs like the bloody Tin Man, but he gets the job done.
Big boys doing things that big boys shouldn't do is my favourite thing. In any sport, any genre, any lifestyle. He was phenomenal. That kick back in, I loved it. I know we've got a lot of New South Wales listeners. I know we've got a lot of Victorian listeners, which are Queensland supporters as well, because obviously Storm and even Munster. Just
what about my favourite player? Kids are going to grow up with this bloke's picture stuck on their wall. If they had visitors over that don't follow rugby league, they'd think they were walking into a bloody horror show.
Who?
You put that big Papali on the wall.
Oh, how good was it? Defensively as well, like he was taking every second tackle. He was just...
That build and that massive mullet, mate, that's pretty scary. That's a scary thing to look at on the wall.
I love it. I just love it. I'm having a white wine, by the way. I drank the house dry last night. Except for
I was about to say the exact thing. That means you're coming to an end of the grog closet.
I know. I got to get to my favourite local bottle shop tomorrow. Yeah, it was huge. I thought, and I took late last night. I was a little bit, before the game, I took Queensland 1-12 into Joe Biden. We paid out.
Did he get man of the match?
Anytime try scorer Joe Biden. That was a $5 multi or something like that. So yeah.
Laughing.
Mate, it was it's going good. But I tell you what.
Obviously an odd thing to put in a multi together, but
yeah, I do. As if no one would even look at that. That multi would have been done 100,000 times last night. Hey, we got this weekend is redemption. We got to fire up. The Melbourne Cup week,
mate,
has chewed us up and spit us out.
We were out of the gates on Derby Day. We just jumped too fast and got a stitch.
3 from 3. Since there, we've had one winner with ain't no done deal at evens or less.
Oh, mate, do you know what? Melbourne Cup Day hurt me, and I was so confident going into some of those other races, and even the Cup. I was so confident going into the Cup, and I think we tipped from 4th to 12th in order. It's just that top three that stuffed me.
Prince of Iran came late. I thought that was very impressive because I was dirty on Jamie Carr for her ride on. Was it Joviality?
Yes. In the first, that was the
And
second.
we hammered Joviality. Hey, we really want to push the gamble responsibly tagline. I know we're meant to, but especially around this time of the year, I want you guys to really take it easy on your bets. Get into it, go hard, but just don't bet above your means. It's really important. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joviality, I felt that, yeah, it just wasn't a positive ride. It just should have been better than it was.
It's got to go straight in the black book, and when it comes up, it has to be bet, because that was just a trial. You could dead set run it in 3 days. Like,
yeah,
it just went around. It probably went faster around to the barrier.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It just was held up the entire time. There is the biggest friggin' mosquito I've ever seen in my life in this room. Anyway, people can't see that unless they're watching on YouTube.
You guys, you have pets like that in Gold Coast, though.
Oh, mate, it's
what have you got for a pet?
Like at the moment.
A dog and a mozzie.
I've got a hole in my backyard. Just off topic quickly. I've got a hole in my backyard from a leaking pipe that I'm still working on. That's 2 meters deep and just keeps filling up with water. And no better time when it's 30 degrees outside and we get in the afternoon rain than just to have a bog in the back.
Is that the hole you dug after you watched The Castle?
Yeah, at least I wasn't impressed. I dug a hole. It's filling up with water.
Dale can do
water
it.
every day.
Look at me, Elise. I'm like Dale.
Pissing me off.
What
anyway,
about the dog and Mozzie, your 2 pets? I mean, that's a pub in Canberra.
What a great pub. That would be a great name for a pub, the Dog and Mozzie.
Every pub in Canberra is that.
What do you mean?
It's like 2 random animals.
Oh, but that's London, mate.
That's
England. It's always like not random animals. It's always an animal and something else. It'd be like, oh, it's the camel and wheelbarrow. Oh, okay, I love having a beer down there. Do you know what I mean? It's the cow and rake. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go for it. Where you having a pint tonight? Oh, at the Crow and Letterbox.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Open a small
what
business.
A handbrake. We didn't end up putting an Oaks preview out. I liked Ancestry today. You liked Montefilia. Ancestry would have got up. Montefilia was so disappointing.
Everything was going into the horse in the last anyway.
Written Beauty, which is something which I hope a lot of you guys got onto, but it was that short. Like I would have had to.
You get even money. You're getting even money at the end.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, Power by $1.90 out to $2.
What on?
I was nearly going to ring you and ask to back it.
On Montefilia or on Written Beauty?
Written Beauty. We got the even monies on Montefilia, which
thank God.
I don't know that it shouldn't have been written so positively. I think it should have been coming from the back.
Yeah.
The great thing about it is, mate, we've got Saturday. Saturday's coming up.
Okay, so this is it. Redemption Day. This is Stakes Day. So we've got 2 Group 1s. We've got a couple of Group 2, 3 listed, and just a couple of other races. So let's
for as long as I'd known the races, this was always called Emirates Day.
Yeah, I don't think it's called the main race here. Oh, I mean, there's obviously the VRC Sprint.
So they've changed sponsors.
I wonder if that's not even sponsored according to RaceNet. And then there's the Seppelt McKinnon Stakes.
Oh no, so it's all changed because it was the stake.
Was that
was
the Emirates?
Yeah, McKinnon was usually on Hotham Day before the Cup.
Okay. Well, if anyone knows anything about that, can you write in and let us know what the deal is with that?
And don't write in like a know-all, like, come on, you guys didn't know that. We know it.
You know what? We've weeded out a lot of those people. They just either they don't listen anymore or they don't write in. Everyone that writes in is absolute legends, including someone that contacted me during the week and wrote word for word your comments on Twilight Payment. This is the best. This is the best. This is a shout out to Hux, who wrote, happy to not have it, won't have it, and happy to move on. And then he wrote, Twilight Payment, here, hold my beer.
Do you know what? It was probably a lot kinder than I could have been to it.
But it's one of those ones as well. You look back and you just go through the form. You're like, fucking course it won.
Yeah, I don't
I
think it'll be.
do. I honestly feel that way.
It won't be a very memorable Melbourne Cup winner because it only has probably another 1 to 2 years max left of racing. So,
It's 8 years old, isn't it?
yes, it's an
My
8 year
wife
old.
had $5 on it.
For what reason?
I don't know actually.
Just to piss you off.
She had $5 on that and something else, and Twilight. I said, "You do." I said, "Twilight. You do understand that we have a racing podcast that is doing very, very well." She's like, "I just like these horses."
I bet
Okay.
she went through and all the ones we hated, she backed.
Oh yeah, she listened to the podcast. If she listened to the podcast.
But still, two 8-year-olds in 160-year history of the Melbourne Cup. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
that's insane. Hey,
Far out.
but it's very good. It was a great cup.
I don't get how. Where was Master? Where did Master of Real Estate run?
Don't know. The one thing I hated about the cup is the coverage it got after the race and I didn't prepare you for a statement or anything like that or your opinion or anything like that, but I hated that everything I saw on social media after the cup was about Anthony Van Dyke, which is a horrible situation, and our thoughts go out to their owners, everyone involved with that horse. That would have broken so many people's hearts.
Yeah, mate.
And I'm not asking, you don't have to make a comment, I'm not asking for one, but I just think clickbait is clickbait, not clickbait. What's the word? Like,
put it this way, mate. I'll say what I think about it. You said you've read a lot about it. It's one thing that I've scrolled straight past because it's the same with the people that try to turn this whole carnival into something bad. It's like, if you keep looking at it, you just keep getting crank at it. If you keep looking at the people that are, saying that there's a reason, that they know the reason why AVD died, like it's a tragedy.
Absolutely.
But to make that the headline after the race, I sort of think
that's my thought process.
It's something terrible that happened, definitely. But come on, guys, celebrate the winner. Let them have their time in the moment, and then
there needs to be an investigation, I believe, especially with these.
Oh, all right, Jeff Tuvey. There's got to be an investigation into this.
There has to be. It's too common in this race, especially if you have a look at what the stats are compared to every race, every day. Like 1,000 horses would run on certain days and not have anything like this. Whether it's that facility in Werribee or I don't know. There's got to be something to it. But can I just say,
when you say there's got to be something to it, well, you keep going. Sorry.
The activists. What happened is exactly what he said. It's an absolute tragedy, and there could be something to it, but this shouldn't shine a bad light on the cup or the industry as a whole. That's the biggest thing to take from it, because these horses, the care and the love that goes into these horses, like I said, with what happened with Anthony Van Dyke, it would have broken people's hearts. But there would be people that were that close to that horse that care for it every day as much as they would another human. For that to happen is an absolute tragedy. You cannot say that they're pushing these horses to their limits without the care or the well-being of the horse at front of mind.
Yeah, but there's always some risk, and that's part of the risk. But for the people that are trying to bring down that whole industry, it's like, fuck, go away. What do you guys do for fun?
Yeah, we didn't hear you on Derby Day.
What do you do for fun though? Play cards. All that's made of trees. We hate you.
Oh, you got him.
But like,
why do we hear him one day a year? Nup to the cup.
Well, I get none of that on my social media, the Nup to the Cup stuff, because they're all.
We get them on the page.
Yeah, flick them.
Yeah, every one time a year. One time a year, where they hit us and they go, "Oh, this is disgusting. It should be embarrassed." Like, well,
Guys, go away. Whatever you do for fun on this day every week, go and do that. Leave people alone that are trying to have a
the
bit of fun.
media is setting it up for that. I have to say, and even media sources like websites and outlets that we love, we would have used today to look at form and things like that. Even they were bringing attention to it, which I felt was
No,
unnecessary.
I haven't even clicked on the one on RaceNet about there's a headline thing with it, circled and zoomed in on. I'm not even clicking on it.
Yeah.
I know what happened. We'll read further in the stewards report, and that can be enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to read the sensationalized articles that are going around about it. But it's been a great week. It's been an unbelievable.
It's been a great week. I just
we
wish
may
we
not
backed more winners.
We may not have backed a lot of winners, but had plenty of drinks, watched some great racing, had plenty of good food.
We've been great form heading into the Cup, and this is what can kind of snap you back to reality and just give you a slap across the chops to say, hey, listen, you need to be working harder at these. I reckon we have. I reckon we're going to have the day of redemption.
Redemption Stakes Day.
Redemption Stakes Day. Before we rip into this, I've just got to bring up our good friends over at TRL, the Racing League. Head over there, use the code word the leg up, no spaces, THELEGUP, to get your 2 months free. Those guys are flying. Appreciate everyone that got on board with that, because so many of you messaged me telling me what teams you're on.
Oh, mate, start getting it sorted for your Christmas presents too. I'm telling you. Imagine
punters clubs, everyone get involved.
Yeah, imagine if you get a horse. Like for me, my dream is to get a horse to this carnival.
Yeah,
that is my dream to be able to go to Derby Day or Cup Day with a horse. I don't even care if it's racing the big race. I just want to have a horse on that day.
Well, that's what we're talking to Croker about, just having one on Melbourne on Cup Day, and he can't even be down there.
Oh, I'll walk in like the Fonz and just kick the jukebox as soon as I get in there.
Yeah, that I've got a horse running today. What's it called? It's paying 250 to 1. Yeah, but I'm here.
I'm here, and I'm ready to go. Sir, you're too drunk. You have to leave. Oh, shit, I didn't even make it in.
You need a tie to get into this area, and a shirt and shoes. Oh, okay.
And this is the toilet at the casino. Well, I'm going home to get changed.
Did I tell you I've got a horse in today? Oh, okay. Sir, please, you need to leave.
I've got a horse in my room today.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, it's get on board, trl.net. Check them out, the boys. We'll do a big plug on the page and go through some more. But if you've got any questions about it, hit us up. Patrick.
Wait, before we go, I can't wait to get involved in picking the horses.
Yeah, well, I think they're starting to put the feelers out for trainers, so which is great. Like
trainers got to do a monologue, don't they?
They've got to do something. I think they have to sell themselves to you as a member. So if you don't have units, which for anyone new to it, it's $200 for a unit, and then is it $20 a month?
Yes.
$20 or $5 a week to own 6 horses, 2 ready to runs, 4 yearlings, all through the sales. Your trainer, your state, your stable, your jockey. You have a say in everything. You can even have a say in the name.
And full disclosure, we make no money out of this. We're just excited. Yep. We're just excited
we
about
want to mention that every week, so you know that we're not pushing it for any other reason apart from the fact we think it's an awesome concept. But they are great supporters of the podcast, I must say. So, gents, Stakes Day. We start with Flemington. Now, before, as we do every week now, should we discuss the weather? Do you know what it's going to be like on Saturday down at Flemington?
Me?
Yeah.
I did it to the better side of soft. A little bit of rain.
We're going to have rain in the morning. We've got a 30% chance of a light shower in the early morning.
I was more worried at the light showers leading in tomorrow.
Well, I don't look at Friday.
Don't you? Every day is mutually exclusive.
Yeah. They're dry as overnight. 40% showers late afternoon into the evening, but only 0 to 0.4 mils. So let's not. I think we're okay. I reckon we're going to see a good track.
Well, mate, I hope it dries out and is good because, yeah, it's the better side of soft, worse side of good. Surely that if it's not very, if they don't get a lot of rain, then they'll put some water into it anyway. So
Yeah,
we'll be right.
we'll be right, mate. Let's kick it off. You do the odds, I do the evens. As always, starting with race 1, the grand handicap, 2,000 meters, benchmark 80. Our top line of betting is Almania, 420, Kissinger at 550, Somerset Malham, 650, Scottish Dancer at $9, Vegas Knights, 950. The rest at double figure odds. Can I tell you, this is an absolute soup of a race. I'm so
Mate,
glad you got it.
there was a lot of replays to go through here. It was
This is a stinker.
Yeah, it was an arduous task going through a lot of these replays.
Yeah,
but very wary of the Chris Lee's train top weight Almania. It's having its first start, and as often as we do throughout this carnival, we see these overseas raiders just obviously not an overseas raider train, but these overseas horses stealing a race first up in Australia. But I have gone with one of the local brigade, Somerset Moorham.
Oh, okay. So that's how you pronounce that, is it? Moorham. Number 4, Somerset Moorham.
They've been saying it's Somerset Morn.
Morgham.
Morgham.
Morgham. Who's the guy that's on Tab Radio up here? He's based up here. I think it's the national broadcast guy. He hits it, and he'll go, because he's got to go through 1,000 runners every day, even on a Tuesday. And he'll say, Somerset Moorham or Morgham or Moorham.
He'll say it every
Number
way.
5. Yeah, he'll say it. Say it each individual way.
He must have that many pelicans just smashing him if he
he
says
we
it
used
wrong.
to get it, but everyone kind of knows that we're. Hey, you got to have a look at that. Just on that Almania, that last race it was in, it's got form behind Enable,
but long
Prince
way
Iran,
down.
15 lengths.
Yeah, long way down the track. I could run 15 lengths behind him. I'm not in the race, and it was a 50-1 shot in that race too.
All right, tell me about Somerset Moorham.
So Somerset Moorham, lightly raced 6-year-old. This is only its 12th start on the weekend. It had some classy first runs, first runs early on when it came here. But then it came from overseas as well. But the penny sort of dropped its last 3. It's gone 3 on the trot. We're hoping it can go 4. And mate, it's a leader, so it's going to be in it for a very long way. And I think it can probably outstay a lot of these. A lot of the other well-priced things, or the things in the market in this race, will come from behind. So, yeah, I think it's probably a good each-way bet with a bit of median confidence about it. So, yeah, mate, Somerset Morn for me.
Race 1, number 4, $6.50.
Trained by our Russian Camelot master, Danny O'Brien.
Oh, Danny. Oh, Danny boy.
Oh, it is Irish too. Oh, Danny boy.
The pipes are cold. I sing that to my son. Hey, are you going to read out the races for me again? People are liking this.
Race 2.
We're getting feedback, and they are loving it.
Yeah.
You're getting better. From? Someone said you're getting better.
Oh, really? Race 2, we got the Springtime Stakes. Group listed race, 3-year-old handicap, kicking off at 1 p.m. for $175,000. That is why I would love to have a horse run during this carnival. If you run first, you get $100K. We'd cause some damage with that, I'll tell you what.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Mate, top of the order, Tommy Gold at $2.90. Deep Speed at $3.80. Shelby Cobra, $4, and the rest are at double figures. Mate, I don't know a lot of the horses very well in this race.
No, me neither. So I had to go through and watch every replay of every horse, which is okay. It's got interesting form lines. There's a lot of money has come for Tommy Gold. Supposedly, they're holding quite a bit of money for it. It hasn't shifted a lot in the market. it's been in some pretty handy races. Beaten about 2 lengths behind the Bopper last start up at Randwick in the Brian Crowley Stakes. I haven't seen it do a lot. Like I said, it's been racing in very good company. But I want you to go back, listeners, and have a look at Deep Speed. Deep Speed, which is number 2 in this race. McAvoy trainer, Lukewarm Curry in the saddle. 2 starts for 2 wins. That its last win, which was only a week ago, which was that Friday night meeting that you and I let go past. He absolutely thumped this small field. Lukewarm Curry, mate, he could have had a buttered chicken on the back of this horse because it was a proper armchair ride. He could have just been sitting there.
Oh, he just lit a cigarette.
He's having a good time. It's Friday night. Relax. What's that, Luke? That's just Chardonnay.
Is that the whip? Oh, no, that's a giant cigarette on the end of that.
Is that a whip?
Oh, no, it's a feather duster.
Oh, he's just cleaning up. This thing looks to have another gear in it as it approached the line in the short straight at Moonee Valley. That was also over 1,600 metres. Let me just double check that. Sorry, that was 1,200 metres, and it jumps up to 1,400 metres here. But it really looked like it had that next gear if it wanted to go to, but it was just cruising. In fact, it's come in from 390 to 380 since we've been chatting. I like this horse a lot. It looks like a very complete racehorse. It looked very, very comfortable. And I'm going to stay away from this favourite that looks like it's going to come in even more and stick with Deep Speed.
Are you saying we should be betting that now?
I don't know because if more people bet Tommy Gold, then I think the price might drift a little bit. But just keep an eye on it, guys. Maybe have two. If you're going to have $50 on it, maybe have a look at stinging $25 on it now, and then have a look what it's like on Friday and Saturday morning. But yeah, I'm a big old fan of this thing. But yeah, go back, head over to racing.com. Deep Speed. It was it pumped them.
Oh, gee. What about Tommy Gold and Shelby Cobra in the one race? Tommy Gold, Shelby Cobra.
It's there's a bit of like what's that show you love?
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. Tommy Shelby.
I don't know what that accent was. Peaky Blinders.
There's that one Vietnamese bloke that's on Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. No accents, please. Mate, we got the Chatham Stakes. Race 3, 1,400 metres, Group 3, handicap maidens ineligible. $200,000 prize money, $120 to the winner. Top line of betting is Morrissey, $3.80. Sansom, $4.40. Bold Star at $5.50. Harlech, $7. Morvada, $7.50. And Rajkovic at $10. The next 3 are double figures. Sorry, the next 2 at double figures. Haripur at $200 to 1. This is a very, very open race.
Yeah, few of these we've seen go around this carnival.
We have.
Yep. I've got to stick with the favourite on top here. I actually think it's a bit of overs at $3.80. I know it's blowing, so $3.20 out to $3.80. Maybe wait for the day because you obviously don't want to be on it if it's going to take a full-on bath. But if once the money starts launching into it, it's a good bet. Listen to the horses that we've run behind here and that we've beaten.
Yep.
We've got a victory. Oh, we've got just running behind Wild Planet whilst beating 50 Stars. The run before, you were right up on the heels of Windstorm and Buffalo River.
Huge.
I think I don't even need to really go any further. But
beats nonconformist. It's
even if you're going to flick back, like it's got form behind Savatiano, Kingswood Dreams, Sir Kate. Like that is proper Group 1 form.
Yeah. Yeah, so, right.
Going back that far, but yeah, I think it really does have a race like this in it. This sort of Group 3. I can see it just jumping from barrier 5, posing up and getting the better of this field. Nothing else in this field.
Looking at this, I have no idea why we're even getting 380 about it now.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing else jumps off the page here and says, I'm I'm a real contender for the placings in this. Even like it's just they all seem to be coming from different
Let's have a look at
races
this
into this race.
Sansom.
Well, Sansom, you would have been familiar with it going around at Caulfield and then Moonee Valley. So
I think
mate,
it
it's
went
been in our
across at
numbers.
Moonee Valley when we were, I think, on
It's one that we've
Parsifal.
seen. But yeah, just as well as handling that 1,400 meters, this horse has sort of made itself a bit of a 1,400 meter specialist. As far as like, it's had 24 career starts, 9 over the distance. Its last 5-6 starts have gone over 1,400 meters.
Yeah.
6, 7, probably count 7 with the 1448. No, let's last 7 starts over the distance. And yeah, super competitive, super consistent.
Good strike rate.
Happy to have it on top, mate. Good barrier, good looking jockey, good looking trainer too.
Craig Williams.
Leon Corstens.
Who's he?
Just another great looker.
Oh, I've never seen Leon, or maybe I have. My memory's deleted it.
Oh, race 4. Moving on.
Rip in.
The world famous benchmark 90 handicap.
Yeah, come on. Give them all a good name, couldn't you?
The 4-year-olds and up. Yeah, come on, guys. Melbourne, what he's doing. Just, someone out there, let us know if you can become a sponsor, a cheeky sponsor. I can't believe that no one can attach themselves to these names. I suppose they might by the weekend, wouldn't they?
This could be our race. This could be for the listeners. We could all vote on a name for it.
The 2 FBs.
It'd be the Wee Man Longshong Handicap.
Yeah. Welcome to the weather, Wee Man Longshong.
Leg Up Podcast Weather Report Handicap.
Has anyone claimed that?
No. But we had someone claim last week's. Remember his screen name was Chris Judd, and he wrote blah 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 blah. That was me. He goes, and I thought there must have been a story behind Chris Judd. He goes, no idea why my name comes up with Chris Judd, but can't be F changing it. Okay.
I love it. I love it though. I love it.
Can't be F. He's a big supporter of the page. He's a great premium subscriber as well. He's a legend. So shout out to you, Mark. You're a champion.
So he's a legend bloke.
He is a legend bloke, actually. And this, you know what? I was thinking about, I don't know, it's just been stinging on me. You know, you get the grog horrors coming down from Melbourne Cup and then you start to ramp up a little bit, especially going into Origin. How good was that?
Oh, just sneaking Origin in there too.
I know. It was like, I can't drink again. Not at least till 4:30 this afternoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to start aiming towards a potty get-together. There's a good chunk of yous. I'd love to do it. I don't know how we do it around a race meeting or something like that. But yeah, we will organise something. Next year, we will all do something. We'll do a big broadcast and have
the potty goes to a country cup.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good and get everyone to it. We need to do one in Victoria. We need to do one in New South Wales. We need to do one up here in Queensland because our supporters are very much spread out. Actually, is there any love from WA?
Oh, I don't know,
What's
mate.
up?
We don't do a lot of WA numbers, so
No, I doubt it. Yeah, exactly.
Not if it's not railway stakes time of year, then they don't.
Then we
just sort of skimmed over the top of it. If there is WA listeners, it would be great to hear from you. And mate, Pikey on his way back, I'm sure the crowds at the airport will be astronomical.
On Melbourne Cup Day, after watching Flemington all day with no crowds and then them starting to skip across to the Ascot races at the end of the day where they had 10,000 people, the sun was shining, I thought I would give my left nut to be right there right now.
Oh,
it looked phenomenal, eh? So
if I hadn't given both my nuts away already,
I would have given my lonely penis away to be at Ascot that day.
I'm now unsullied. I've given it all away.
Unsullied. Another review here from Lonely Penis. Pat, you can't review your own podcast.
Pat gave me his penis to go into the Western Australia races. Great review.
Actually,
can I have that back?
Juddy or Mark, who we read the review out last week, he loved the Soxatel thing. You know, you're saying about sounds like the medicine for your hair.
Yeah.
need medicine for your lonely penis.
What do I rub on that?
Oh, don't. Butter?
Oh, is that burning? No, the butter
I
stops
smell
it from burning.
popcorn. Oh, yuck.
Oh, God. All right,
Race 4.
top line of betting in the benchmark 90 stakes.
Jesus.
Right, you are $3.90. Winning partner $6.50. Power Scheme, who we had a bit of luck on earlier this carnival, at $7.
Yep.
And Aqueduct at $8. And the rest at double figures. Woodpecker, what do we have?
I'm on the top line of betting. Right, you are. Right, you are, my love. Right, you are at $3.90. It's actually a very interesting replay, this race. It's hold on, let me get it right while I'm talking to you guys. It was at Flemington, field of 16. I'm not actually sure what day this was. Anyway, no crowds there. This thing gets caught up and it's kind of right in the pack that's coming out. Usually when you see kind of the inside or the outside streak home in the straight. Anyway, you start hearing Damien Oliver, like, you can hear him going off his head.
Really?
Oh, you got to have a look at this replay. You got to go back. So you head over to racing.com, wherever you look at your replays, and look up Right You Are. And you've got to hear him. He is going off his brown bread, screaming this thing home, going off his brain. He gets them in a tight one. He really has to push it. But this horse itself, it's had 7 career starts for 4 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. So it's never been out of the placings. It
Pressure's on.
so hard in that race. I just loved it. It was a proper fighter. It actually maps really, really well for this race. I really liked Winning Partner, but I don't I think it's going to be on the outside of this thing and struggle to keep up with it. And I did like Power Scheme because obviously it won for us. And John McNeil would be, if you remember, Power Scheme was when we spoke about all hard wood. So you took Power Scheme. And I took
yes.
And John McNeil's in the saddle of Power Scheme. Jai, right back to us. We want to get you on the show, mate. Power Scheme.
Yeah, mate. Cross off two life goals in the 1 week.
Yeah. You win the
Melbourne
Melbourne Cup, and then you come on the 3rd highest rated racing podcast.
Dreams.
Yeah. Mate, come on. We're good. We leave 3 wide, no cover for dead.
Never heard of her.
Exactly. So yeah, mate, I really like Right You Are.
Right, you are.
Right,
right.
you are, mate.
Mate, just stabbing through them.
Race 5. Actually, sorry, just on that as well. I'd have a small each way bet on Wings of Pastrami. Maps well, but also just what a name.
Starving.
Wings of Pastrami. This thing's out of South Australia. I know that because I ate horses from there. But yeah, just a small little each way zinger on that. Race 5. Mate, it's the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, Group 3, quality, maidens ineligible, 2,600 metres, prize money. What are we looking at? 200,000, 120 to first. Yeah, it's pretty good. Top line of betting is Pondus, 290 short. Ladon de V, 440. Shared Ambition at $8. This thing's still fucking going around.
I knew you'd have something to say.
True Self at $9. Chapada at $10. Hakey Attorney Credence. Scarlet Dream. Gaelic Chieftown down there at $26. And Luna Fair at 51s. Mate, talk to me. Tell me we're not on Shared Ambition, the cat.
You love that horse.
I hate that horse.
That mate, it's been hard for Waller. He can't even find a jockey for it.
I know. No one wants to get on it.
What about this race, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes? Don't we have a Queen Elizabeth Stakes up here if it worth $4 million?
Yeah, is that right? Because I honestly remember the Queen Elizabeth Stakes not being a Group 3.
It would make it a lot easier for me if it was like horse names. They had to name them different things.
Yeah, it's I've got to have a look now.
The QE2 Stakes.
The QE2
up here.
I thought the QE2 was in
the ship, isn't it? I don't know. But
yeah, it's oh geez, it's not $2 million, mate.
It's 4, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's more, isn't it?
No, I think it's 4.
Oh, baby, I love
So this
you.
race, mate, I have thrown Le Don de V on top,
To me.
$4.40.
Keep going.
I think it is. I think it's a good bet. It's coming out of the Geelong Cup,
Great name.
which I used to think was a good guide for the Melbourne Cup back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It got beat by a tough stayer in Steel Prince, beat King of Leo Grants in that. 4th in that race was Ash Run, who came out and won the Hotham on Saturday to get itself into the Melbourne Cup. Like we said in our preview, we did feel that that one lead-up race in the Geelong Cup for Ash Run really brought it on, and I thought its grand final was in the Hotham, where it destroyed the field and then comes out in the Melbourne Cup and runs nowhere. So, which, is one thing we got right. Thanks, Hux. Get that up here. Get a dog up here, mate. But the Don de V, I think, will do the same. It's coming out of the Geelong Cup. I think it'll have that natural improvement after its first run in Australia, moving forward into this race. I think if it can improve like Ash Run did going into the Hotham, then it's going to go a long way here. It's a little bit the same with Pondus. It had its first run in Australia last start in the Bendigo Cup, where it had to do a world of work trying to come round everything. I got no knock on that. I sort of think with the form just behind Steel Prince in front of Ash Run, it's sort of a bit stronger than Pondus getting beat by Princess Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, mate. And your horse, Shared Ambition, mate, can only bar a horse so many times. And, yeah.
It broke my heart because we took it and Miami Bound lobbed, which we spoke about half a dozen times beforehand. And I think I said that week, that episode prior to that, that meeting, that I would love to see Miami Bound win a good race, and it comes out and gets wins the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, paying $26. We weren't on it,
but like even Shared Ambition has form being beaten by Steel Prince quite comfortably, and then Steel Prince comes out and only just beats La Don de V. So but I couldn't have it. I'd hate for it to pull our pants down, but
it won't. No way. It's a POS.
I'm pretty confident with La Don de V, and the fact that natural improvement from those stayers that come over here after their first run. I actually like that going into the Melbourne Cup when they have a run here first.
Yes.
Like I would have loved, it would have been great if Tiger Moth could have had a run here first before it went into the Cup.
But that's also why I liked Anthony Van Dyke, is because he had the run here. But the Tiger Moth thing, just quick on that, I'm so glad it didn't win, to be honest with you, because I reckon you're spot on what you said last week, that
it was going to open up a ridiculous can of worms with
if it wins on its 5th start in a $7 million race, like what hope have we got?
Yeah, I think it would have put a question mark over the race, especially because it wasn't even close to the last horse that had won the Cup that had that lower starts was 7 or 8, which is double what it had had. So, if someone else tried to break that record, what do? Put a horse in at its second start.
Yeah.
Third start. Like, it's just, that would get become a bit of a joke with how hard the locals work to get their horses into that race.
And then these things are coming down with 4 starts under its belt and wins it.
Bit tough, but La Don de V, mate. Let's. I want to be launching into it.
Let's go. Mate, race 6, the VRC Spring Classic, 1,200 metres, Group 1, weight for age, maidens and eligible. This is
a ripper.
Yeah, this is one of my favourite races every year. It's always got a great lineup. I know it's a straight race at Flemington, which I love.
You love?
Well, I'm going to hit you up first because we're both going to tip in the Group 1s here. So Bivouac is your top line of betting at $3.90. Nature Strip at $4. Libertini at $7.50. Go Bivouac. Santa Lane at $9. Haydock $11. Sutori $12. Toe Fame $15. Fabergino $18. One of your favourites, Graph at $19 and Standout at $31. Tell me where you're heading. Now, like I said, we both tipped in this. We don't know what each other's tipping. Are we on the same page here? I think we're going to be.
Well, mate, I'm obviously using the Everest as a guide. I am taking our analyst's guide on the fact that he said the Everest was just an unbelievably highly rated race, and he feels that form will carry forward throughout this prep, or even into the future, because it was such a high rated race. That's why I steered away from Haydock. But I have settled with a trip on top. I am willing to give it one more chance. I think Eduardo completely just ruined its day.
Just hold
And
on a second. You may have cut out for 1 second there, but Nature Strip.
Nature Strip.
Right, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go bivouac with me, but okay, keep going.
No, mate. I'm still. I still just don't know how honest bivouac is. It's had some good run on races, but I don't know if it's honest enough to beat these tough open class sprinters yet. Yeah. It's got to put some more runs on the board for me, bivouac. But Nature Strip, mate, it's got the runs on the board down the straight, 2 from 2 over this distance, tracking distance. 5 starts at the track for 4 wins. I think if it just gets a little bit easier lead, like it was just, they were going at ridiculous splits, and it only got run over in the last 150 metres, and its lengths behind the winner was only 3.8 lengths. So I thought it was a fair effort for what it produced there under the circumstances. It's just one of those things that it's such a quirky horse that, you've got to take a bit on trust.
It's going to be a two-horse race, this one. I think Santa Ana Lane, these guys basically should be the same price. Nature Strip and Bivouac. I'm leaving a lot of these guys out of here, even though
Why is
Haydock,
Santa Ana Lane $9?
it probably should be the third phase over Libertini.
No,
but look,
I don't know why. I thought it'd be longer. Like, are they just
I
making
would
the
have it
same
in
price
there.
as its age?
No, mate, it's there's a lot of people that think this horse is going to have a very, very strong race here.
Mate, he's a great old campaigner, and he's always going to be up there. But I don't know that it has the class still to be knocking these fields off.
Look, and as you said, you're right with what you said. You don't know if you can trust Bivouac, but if you actually go back, and I know a lot of long-time listeners will know that long-time podcasters would know I've touted him early as one of the greats, and that I was really heavily into this horse. It has let me down a lot, and it's hard to find myself wanting to back it. But I'm willing to forgive and bet, because
How far back would you like us to go?
what, to forgive it?
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to tell us a run that if we go back to here, this is where we can pinpoint where it all went wrong. All right.
Well, it's had mixed luck at every track. It some days it just doesn't come out and report and perform. But I've got to look at 3 form lines here. Firstly, I think it maps really well. It's jumping in the middle barriers. I think it's going to get that cover, and if it can kind of stay to the front of the group and stay positive, I think it's right there in the finish. Number 1. Number 2, it has form track distance. So it has one. Let me just double check it. It has, 2 races, 1 win, 1 second down the straight at Flemington. If I can tell you, it was the Newmarket Handicap. So it was a Group 1 win over Loving Gabby and G-Tra earlier this year. Number 2. Number 3, it's third. It just, that run in the Everest.
It was a bottler. It was a bloody bottler.
It was a great run.
It was a bloody bottler.
It just it looks primed. It looks like this is perfect for it. When he finally got some room in that race, he kicked, put in a gutsy effort for second. To be honest with you, I've got this down as my best bet of the day.
Ooh. Oh. But I like it in the Group 1. I do like that.
Mate, go hard or go home.
I am at home.
Yeah, me too.
That was easy.
You look, I think it's a 2-horse race anyway. So I'd be if you were,
But mate, I love that. I love where the tips are coming from. I'll be in front. You'll be coming from behind. It's
we'll talk about this race.
yeah.
You're sick, mate. It'd be a nice quinella too.
You'll probably finish on top.
Oh, mate, I know I'll finish first. I know that. That's all we need to worry about.
How about Huge Bowman too takes the ride on Nature Strip for the first time?
Yeah, which is very interesting.
J mate, he's had a gutful. He goes, I'm not staying to ride it.
So is he back up in Sydney now? Yeah, he's gone back up. He hasn't got any rides today on this Saturday.
Down there, no, but cannot confirm he's got to Sydney. He might be suspended, but let me double check. If you could just pad.
Oh yeah.
Tell us more about who would you throw in for third?
That was me not padding.
Yeah,
that was me.
Who would you throw in for third then?
Look, I don't know, and I don't know whether I'm talking out of my pocket because he filled it, but there's got to be a little bit money for Hey Doc with Luke Kari on board. It's a perfect podcast bet.
You wouldn't throw one of the other Everest form lines in there, or
no?
No. What about Libertini, mate? Before the Everest, people were touting Libertini as like it was going to be the best sprinter of all time.
Yeah, I don't know, and I think it's down in weight. Yeah, and it finished strong, but mate, happy to leave it there. It's had a weird little. They rested immediately after the Everest. What was the race at one before?
Mate, I think J-Max suspended.
Oh, is he? Yeah, mate.
Libertini, where it come out and beat Classic Legend and
in the Premier Stakes, Group 2. Yeah, mate. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on Libertini right now. Damien Oliver's in the saddle.
In the salad. Put your finger on this.
Oh, yuck. That's your Zootori.
Hands off my zoo coins.
Race 7. Matriarch Stakes. 2,000 metres. A Group 2 for 4-year-olds and up. Mares. Set weights. Maidens and eligible. This is a cracking race. I wish I had a little. I could have had this because I've got some horses I really like in this race. So your top line of betting is actually Charlotte at $4.20. We spoke about it last episode. The episode 4.
Mate, the commentators pronounce it Shaloy or something.
Vanna Girl, Toffee Tongue. Vanna Girl $6. Toffee Tongue $7. She's Ideal at $8. Paradis $10. A Fair to Remember $12. Graceful Glamour $13. The list goes on and on and on. Where is our money heading on this one?
Took me a long time to get through this race. Long time. Mate, I had to knock
clear cut here, is there?
No, I had to knock She's Ideal out because I didn't think it's form. Like, it's obviously running well in Sydney, but I just didn't think it was strong enough compared to some of these others in this race.
It's an interesting choice for him to bring it down, Bjorn.
Yeah.
7-day backup.
Thought Bjorn might send it down there if you could go to the races, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, I went through all of Vanna Girl's stuff. Whilst it was exploding two starts ago in Sydney, just inside Natoya, and then got held up last start in the Empire Rose Stakes, I just don't think it will be as strong. It'll be better over 2,000 metres, but I just don't think it'll be as strong as these other two that I like.
Mm-hmm.
That Shaloy, my biggest question mark over it was, it seems to get out and run on, but I don't know that it'll have the. I don't know that it might be a 2,000 metre horse. I think it might just be 1,600, 1,800 metre horse, and have just been unlucky or out sprinted by, some better horses. So, I've put a Fair to Remember at $12.
Fair to Remember at $12.
Yeah, so its last start at Moonee Valley ran behind, I think, a horse that you tipped, West Wind.
West Wind, yeah. It was West Wind. Yeah. It was short, if I remember correctly.
Mate, it was rocketing home. I think they run nearly 2 seconds quicker than the other 2,040 metre race on the night. Even with how good the speed was, it still run home in like, I think 11.2 or 11.1 seconds. It was absolutely flying. So, yeah, its start before probably didn't get the luck that it needed. So I'm happy just to scrap that start. I think it will appreciate the step out in distance for sure. Its start before that at Flemington over 1,600 metres, it absolutely flew. So, the start before at Caulfield, it jumped 3 lengths behind them out of the barrier. So there's a bit of a watch on this horse, and it's probably why it's $12. But you'll be watching the start, hoping that it comes out with them, and then you have to wait until the last 200 metres to find out whether we're going to win this race, because it just seems to unleash this devastating sprint, which is it's quite exciting. And I think that just the way the race looks and the form over 2,000 metres that isn't there, that this horse could, if it gets motoring late, could just destroy them. So, yeah, I've got a fair to remember on top at $12.
A fair to remember. Where's it going to settle?
We're back.
Back.
Yeah, definitely back. But yeah, like I said, it's you'll just be waiting for that last 200 metres. We wanted to get to the outside, clear running room, and it just seems to unleash just a massive sprint.
Seems like one of those races where you just see them loom up on the outside.
And that's why, like,
start
even
taking the field and bang.
At Moonee Valley, it had to go around everything, and was still just absolutely attacking the line. So, yeah, it was there's a good one to watch. Good one to watch its replays. It's if you've got time, go back through and have a look.
Number
12 at $12.
Race 7, number 12.
Yeah,
okay,
mate, the big one, the other big one,
the McKinnon Stakes, race 8,
the Seppelt McKinnon Stakes,
2,000 metres, Group 1.
Oh no, you go. You introduce your own races. You do the Group 1 races as well.
Mate, there's a hierarchy here. Just sit down, settle down. Let me start it again. Let me do a little bit of like a race 8, the Seppelt McKinnon Stakes, Group 1, over 2,000 metres, $2 million prize money, 1.2 to the winner. Our top line of betting as we find ourselves here on a Thursday night, Patrick, is Arcadia Queen at $2.40, Mugatoo, $5.50. The Kiwi Melody Bell at $5.50 or so, 50 stars at $10. The rest of them at double figure odds, including Mr. Quickie, Delisand, Shout the Bar, Harlem, Skyward, Mirage Dancer. This is a huge Group 1 at Flemington. Now, please tell me, what do you like?
Great introduction, by the way. Mate, I could not risk being that loud in this household.
Oh, yeah, you'll wake a kid up.
I'll wake kids up. My kid will literally sit up in his bed like the fucking Undertaker and be like ready to go, like ready to get into a fight.
This house I live in, the bloke tore it down, redid it. There's some weird things that he did, as you know.
It's got 4,000 power points.
Oh, mate, you've never seen more power points in a fucking... He must have had a call centre here.
Yeah, it's like a display room for white goods.
This room I'm in right now, it's a tiny little office. Not tiny, like it's probably, I don't know, 2.5 by 3 meters wide. There is, I'll tell you now, so 2 power points in each socket. So there's 2 sockets in each power point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 already in the room. We haven't got to the back room. There's another 4 back there. So that's 10 power points with 2 there's 20 sockets here.
Yeah, why did you need to sell me all your power boards? Why didn't you just give them to me?
We don't need power boards anymore. We don't need double adapters.
Why didn't you just give them to me?
The other thing he did is he put like the fire doors on. So the doors here are solid timber doors, and you can't hear anything. It's great. We can't even hear the kid cry when he wants.
When he wants to get
quiet last night. Oh shit! I forgot to put the monitor on.
How old's he now? 17.
Yeah, he'll come out of his room when he's 18. So yeah, there's a couple of weird things in there. If you've got any other questions about the weird shit, just let me know.
So you can announce as that as you want, mate.
Yeah, mate, I'm fine.
If you want to do the announcing, I'll happily hand it back. But
Just mate, just do your aces. That's it. Just do the ones you want to introduce for me. Just let's not
all right, I'll do my race. I'll do this race now.
killing the
And
vibe.
bear with me. This horse could kill the vibe of the carnival, but
Yes.
we're hoping that we can wring that last bit of form out of it. And if it still has anything left, it should demolish this field. Arcadia Queen. If it is still right, this preparation, which the part that worries me is that it was so worked up going around to the barrier last start. And then it got on the heels of Magatu, knocked a shoe off itself. Like, it nearly fell. If you go back and watch the replay, it was it was a great effort.
Was it Mugatu's heels that it clipped?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a great effort by Pikey to stay on there. It loses nothing with Lukewarm Curry going on board for this start. We just, like I said, you just don't know if it might be just past this prep. Often, at times, horses will get super flighty, they'll carry on when they're, when they want to go back to the paddock, when they've had enough. But, geez, just looking through this field, if we can get that one more run out of it, and if it could run up to that form of beating Russian Camelot in the Caulfield Stakes, well, blimey, be in it for a long way. And, it could really destroy this field. So, Arcadia Queen on top. Big watch on Melody Bell.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be wet enough. Like, it's a horse that it needs some give in the ground.
Yeah, it needs that. What is it? 17 starts on soft for 11 wins.
Yeah. it needs it wet. And if it's not, you're just throwing your money away.
Well, I really liked Melody Bell. And that's kind of where I was looking to start with. But I've actually gone off the back of a horse that you were very keen on last start. 50 stars. Number 2, 50 stars, $10. Actually, at $10, I can't go past him. Finished really strong in the Cantala last start. It's got the short back up here. It's the second most experienced horse at this track from this race, with only Harlem having one more start for much less win. 50 stars at Flemington is 9 starts, 4 wins, 1 second, and has won over the distance here in the Australian Cup earlier in the year. It's won 4th up before after a decent spell, which is currently where it's at. Just looks very, very well suited here. And if you can kind of keep out of trouble and come up around Arcadia Queen, I think it definitely gets the win. What did he carry in the Cantala? It was 58.5, and he's got 59 here. So,
do you know what, mate? I liked the horse, but when I was going through the form, I saw Cascadian run past it last start, and I thought, I hate that horse, and I figured that it just may not have been going good enough. I thought it would do a bit more in the Cantala.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, do you know what? I like the horse, and at $10, it is a
it's overs right now.
I don't know if it's overs, because you've got a horse like Magatu that's, ran up to him in the Cox Plate. Even though I heard was it Chris Lees came out and gave an interview about how it's not a non-winner.
Yeah. Well, it's only people ain't judging off its last 2 starts. Before that, I think it won what did it win? The Canberra Cup and the Newcastle Cup or something, didn't it?
Yeah, big step up though to go to that Group 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got to give it a bit of
but you're looking like
leeway.
For Magatu, you're going to take, what, $5.50 about it to win, or you could take the $31 about Mirage Dancer coming back in distance, and it might, that little 3-week freshen up might be the trick with it. I reckon it is actually worth a couple of dollars each way at $31.
Dancer. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And not only that, especially if you're back in Mugatu, like, it's got the form around it. Another horse in this race that there's a massive question mark over, and I backed it in the Geelong Cup, is Skyward. So this is another one that another reason why I had Ladon DeVee on top. I had a massive wrap on this Skyward and really launched into it in the actually you did too, because I did it on our joint. in the Geelong Cup, but it was so plain, and they reckon it's come on since that run. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like if it could improve, like I was saying, if it could improve like Ashrun improved into the Hotham.
Yeah, you just don't
then,
know with this horse yet, Skywood. And yeah, the mark. I don't think the market's got a feel of that. There's a bit to.
Well, mate, the thing that stifles the market is Arcadia Queen. It's the one. It's the one that you don't know whether there's just that massive question mark whether it is at the end of its preparation. It's the end of the carnival.
At the end of the carnival, end of its prep, Pikey's already gone home.
Pikey said, "No, darling, I'm going home. I don't have to stay around and win another Group 1."
Yeah.
So that's the part. Yeah, I just wonder. But yeah, I'd love to see Luke Curry win the Group 1 on it. So yeah,
if he wins the Group 1, we'll get him on.
They would take no risks though. Surely it's a 5-year-old. Surely they tip it out.
How old's Luke Curry?
Luke Curry, that's who I was talking about. He's 5.
No, he's a 5-year-old man. 5YOM.
5YOM. Yeah, 5-year-old man.
Gotcha.
No idea.
Great. We've just spoken about half the field. But yeah, you got Arcadia Queen on top. I got 50 Stars on top. We both kind of have a look at that.
We've spoken about them because there's fat odds there. That's why.
This is a great betting race. Great betting race. I hope Arcadia Queen doesn't win.
You got a shit attitude.
50 Stars at $10. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, mate, 10, yeah, it would be nice. 50 Stars and just throw a Miraji Dancer into a trifecta. How often, though, do you look at the Melbourne Cup trifecta after it, either in the first 4 and think, I could have had that?
Oh, I know.
Like if I just had my 28th trifecta or first 4, I could have had that.
Look at that. I would have had him in it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, mate, the Kiwi bloke that won $1 million off the first 4, and you're like, I could have won that $1 million.
Well, all those stories are BS, aren't they?
Yeah, that a Kiwi would do that.
No, that someone would pay it out. Hey, can you introduce your very next race? Because my internet has shit itself.
Race 9, the Grand Handicap. Didn't we have a grand something earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. John. The Grand Handicap. Sorry, mate, I just clicked back to check if we did. Over 1,100 metres, 3-year-olds and up. Benchmark 80 for 150K. Top line of betting, we have Meteorite at $4.60. Express Pass at $5.50. Plaquette, also $5.50. The Gouch, what a jockey, $7.50, and Can't Be Done at $9.50, and the rest are double figures, and there is a lot of rest.
Yeah, what have we got here? We got 16 runners, isn't it?
16 runners and 4 sleepers. So they're definitely going to be a full field.
I'm flying blind here, bro. I can't see anything. So you're just going to have to run with it.
Well,
Tell us, what are we liking?
It makes it super tough doing the form on these last race. 1,100 metres. They are all coming from everywhere, every different form.
This is the most important bet of the day too. So I've got up my phone. So it's the Get Out Stakes. If we haven't redeemed ourselves at this stage, we need.
Don't worry, guys. I've put the time into this. The time has gone into this race. I've watched that many friggin'. I've convinced myself that the 62 kilos will not be a problem for Express Pass.
Okay, Express Pass currently $5.50.
Yeah.
Who is the trainer and who is the jockey here?
Reece McLeod's the jockey. Is it Nick Ryan? Is the trainer?
Nigel Ryan, I think.
No, I think it's Nick. No, I'm pretty sure it's Nick. Yeah, Express Pass on top. But I watched that many replays on this race. It'll be flashing home, this horse. It also has a really good turn of foot. It was pretty exciting watching the Affair to Remember replays and then doing race 9 and then watching this guy's replays. Its turn of foot over 1,100 metres is quite phenomenal. And it only seems to get hot over that 1,100 metre distance. It's raced 1,000 metres, 1,200 metres. It just doesn't seem to have that zip at the end of the race like it does over 1,100. There are some other nice horses in the race.
Just on Express Pass, beaten fave, last start, freshened. Beautiful form line.
beat a nice horse too, Simply Optimistic,
Yeah.
but was running home. Like it wasn't like it wasn't in the race or anything. And that's why I feel like they obviously thought there was a little bit more to give. They've freshened it up for this race, back to its favourite distance. It's I think that just presents nicely. Like back to 1100 meters. Yeah, it's 3 from the distance.
Yeah. It's got a great
The
strike rate, this horse. Been the placings 7 out of 10.
the others in the race I was looking at were Meteorite, but I just thought its last start win, where it won by 2.25 lengths, was over 1,000 meters. It's got to go that extra 100 meters. The start before was over 9:55. It is a tough, straight race, straight track to lead the entirety on. Like it's not like it ran at Moonee Valley over the 9:55 sale. Like I feel like on the turn they can sort of get that kick away and go, whereas down the straight it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
Express Pass also has form. I'm quite confident it does have form down the straight. Yes, it does, but not over this distance, over the 1,200 meters, where it ran well. It ran second. I'm quite sure third. Sorry, it ran third to none other than Delassan back in September of 2019. So, mate, it's got the runs on the board there. That's why it's got 62. Meteorite does have 58, so it's still going to be tough for it. The Gouch that has 58 as well. Nice horse, had a nice win 2 starts back by 2 lengths. I just don't think that it has the class of those other 2 that I mentioned. But yeah, I definitely have Express Pass on top. So yeah, mate, that's our get out stakes at $5.50.
Get out steaks on Steaks Day. I'm actually going to have dinner that night and have a steak.
Oh, geez, you've gotten loud.
Have I? Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know if it's my internet mucking up, but I think this is all going through. So I hope you're all listening. But I actually have just an email come through as well, which is our NFL selection. So we do NFL on the premium. In fact, our dude, I wrote this down before we said, our premium tipster for the NFL, he's a Kiwi. We won't hold that against him. He's a legend of a bloke. He's currently with his head-to-head bet, well, not his head-to-head betting, but his match selection betting. So whether that's line, whether that's head-to-head, is currently 28, 11, and 1. So he's had 28 wins, 11 losses, and 1 push. So he's currently running at about 75%.
No, All Blacks.
Well, yeah, that's shit for Kiwis.
Yeah. They're at 92.
He's running at 75%. He's going insane. So if you do like a punt on the NFL, get involved with the premium, but there's going to be huge days. So all our write-ups from this, so Pat and I's write-ups and bests and all that stuff for these races will be in the premium as well. Mate, that's Stakes Day.
Mate, that is Stakes Day. And you know what? I'm hoping that it's going to be an eye fillet or an T-bone at the end and not a rump or a minute.
Yeah, I'll give you a fucking minute steak.
Minute steaks tonight, babe.
Yeah,
Did you lose? I'll get lost.
Yeah.
That's newspaper.
Thank you again, guys. The week that we've just had in regards to downloads and things like that is huge. There's no one else that's kind of flying at the moment like our podcast, and it isn't possible without you guys. So I really appreciate the support. I love all the messages. I love all the reviews. And speaking of reviews,
another makes me happier when you ring me in the morning and say there's been this many listens or this person's written something to you out wide.
Yeah.
And it makes it worthwhile to.
We get a hell of a lot of joy out of this just because the feedback and the response we get from you guys. And we've it just, hey, I've got a review here that I want to read out from the Melbourne Man 92. I wonder if he's 92 years old or he was born in 92.
I reckon he's 92 years old.
Good.
He's either 92 years old or 28.
28-year-old's 92. Oh, far out. That's crazy. Great back-to-back podcast, boys. Keep them coming. Now, obviously, he sent this in before before the Cup. If Dashing Willoughby wins the Cup, I'll run in a Mankini from the eastern suburbs into the CBD in Melbourne. Which is even funnier if you think he's a 92-year-old. The Mankini. Can we, Melbourne Man 92, can we still get a shot of you in a Mankini if you've got one slinking around?
Yeah, send pic.
Send pic. Give us a bet.
I'd love to see if it's like that 92-year-old from the Family Guy just in a mankini. That's
yeah, the creepy one. No, I reckon he's a young chap. I reckon he's a young. He's a 28-year-old bloke that just wants any excuse to throw the mankini on and go for a run.
Oh, just like DJC to Tornado, anything.
Oh yeah, we get in the tips and slips, girl. I think you're all in there anyway. But guys, thank you. Honestly, Melbourne Man, thank you for the review. You're a legend. Make sure you're rating. Make sure you leave us a review. Leave us a funny one. If you can't think of any funny one, just say, great potty blokes.
Actually, Melbourne Man.
Appreciate it. And just, you don't even have to use your name. You can just give yourself a sick nickname like, oh, yep, great potty. Keep it up, guys. Big Dick Dave.
Can we set up Melbourne Man for next week? And he can write into us through the week or tomorrow if he'll accept this or not. But if Woodhead's best bet bivouac wins, can we see some sort of, I don't know, just if you take the Mankini down to your local oval and do a lap?
Mate, do a lap at home. We don't care. It's freezing in Melbourne at the moment, so I don't want this bloke going out there, especially if he's 92. We can't have him going out there at 14 degrees with the Mankini on.
Go to the shared space at the retirement home. Get down there.
The common room.
Do it at breakfast.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, Patrick, thank you for tonight, mate. We'll be back. We'll be back next week. We kind of got shows coming thick and fast at the moment, so we'll be back next week to kind of get a bit of a recap of our Cup week. And far out, I hope we're talking about a big old day that we have on Saturday at Stakes Day. So,
and also a big old Queensland win next Thursday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or Wednesday, but we're talking
we'll
about
probably do
Thursday.
it Thursday morning, Thursday night. But yeah,
won't be doing it in the morning if they win.
Yeah, jeez, I felt like shit all day today, to be honest. Perfect day to be sitting on your phone looking at race replays and locking yourself in the office. So appreciate you guys and have a great weekend. Good luck on the punt. Gamble responsibly and we'll talk next week.